on the way. Hello?
Fernando,
I appreciate you calling.
we're going to be thrilled to make you the first pick in the draft here and welcome you to the dark side.
Thank you. Can't wait till it's reward.
Hey, Trade. Clint Kubiak, congratulations.
Thanks, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great, man. Welcome, man. You can be a captain here, too. I know you've been a captain 3 different times. We need another captain here. What do you think?
Whatever you need, Coach. I got you.
Hello?
Hey, Dalton, John Spytek in Las Vegas. How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing good. How are you?
You want to come play with your own teammates, Dukes, in Las Vegas?
Coach, you know I do.
Hello?
Hey, Zeke,
Yes, sir.
you want to come to Las Vegas and be a Raider?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Hey, Zeke. Coach Kubiak here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Coach?
I'm great. Congratulations. Welcome to the team, man.
Appreciate you, Coach. Boy, you
Yeah.
won't regret it. Appreciate you, Coach.
We're excited to have you, man. We need guys that can cover and take the ball away. Are you that guy?
Yes, sir. I'm that guy. Yes, sir. 100%.
Hey, Trey, John Spytek in Las Vegas. How you doing, my friend?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. You want to be a Raider?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, hey, we're really excited to have you. Love your toughness. Love the way you can play multiple positions in the same game.
Yes, sir. I can't wait.
Hello?
Hey, Mike, John Spytek with the Las Vegas Raiders. You want to be a Raider?
I do. Come on. Let's do it.
All right. Well, you're in. You're on the dark side.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
We got a great,
Come on.
great plan for you. Billy, this is John Spytek. I'm from GM in Las Vegas. How you doing, my friend?
Man, I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. You want to get on a team and be a Raider?
Hell yeah.
Let's go. We need speed.
Man, I can't wait, man. We're going to go crazy. Let's go, man.
Welcome to the Silver and Black. You did
We're
great.
gonna rock the hell out. I promise.
Make sure you keep improving when you get here. You got me?
Listen, I got you.
Jamad, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Coach. How you doing?
Man, I hope you're as fired up as I am to get you here, brother.
Welcome to the dark side, my friend.
Let's go! Let's go today! All that matters is today. Stick compressor, man. 3.5 hours. Do this together, man. It starts with us. It ends with us. Hey, no! Everything we got!
Thank you. God bless. Thank you guys for coming.
Everything we got. Everything. We throwing everything but the kitchen sink. But like Tim Grover say, why you didn't throw the kitchen sink? What are you saving that for? So we throwing everything at it, y'all. We throwing everything at it. Hey, is ESPN disrespecting the Raiders again, or are they trying to give us a little love? I don't know. But we're going to find out today because we're going to look at their article where they went over the team to see if we got better, worse, or stayed the same. Did we get better, worse, stayed the same? I definitely think we got better. And if we got better, then we should expect better. Plain and simple, flat out. So let us know in the chat, what do you guys think about? We're going to break it down position by position, and we're going to see, are we collectively a better team? And where are we better at, and where do we need help at? I think we already kind of have a couple spots on the field that we know that we need to upgrade, but we couldn't fix all the positions in one offseason. You have to fix the team through the draft. You build a team through the draft, but you can supplement through free agency. So we did a little bit of both. We did a show where we talked about our offseason as far as our free agent signings. We kind of like knocked it out the park with that. The draft, we did an excellent job with the draft. So, and the people that we actually re-signed, the couple of people that we re-signed, we really need those. So we really kind of did things the right way from the top down instead of trying to do it from the player up. So let's get into it tonight. We're going to talk about the ESPN article. I don't know, have you guys seen the ESPN article about the Raiders? The Raiders. So essentially it says that, the Las Vegas Raiders used the offseason to build optimism for the future. So besides hiring Kirk Kubiak as their head coach, the Raiders were aggressive in free agency to fill multiple positions needs with quality players who are still in the prime of their career. Smart. The Raiders added more hope for the future with the 10-player draft class, highlighted by its first overall pick, El Capitan Fernando Mendoza. With the Raiders set to report for training camp on July 28th, it's just right around the corner, fellas. Here's a look at how their roster changed this offseason, including a verdict on whether each position group got better, worse, or stayed the same as a result of their moves. So let's take a look at the quarterback. Black the quarterback, love talking quarterbacks. So this is who we got rid of. Geno Smith, he got traded to the Jets. I mean, you got to love it. We traded him, so we got some draft value. We end up getting Dalton Johnson for him. You can't tell me that that's not going to pay off. Dalton Johnson. I think, we got Dalton Johnson with that pick. I believe it was Dalton Johnson because it was either that or the trade we got for your boy. No, it was Dalton Johnson. Yes. We got rid of Kenny Pickett. We got a 1-year deal with Carolina, $7 million. But who we did add, we added Fernando Mendoza, the first round pick, the number 1 pick overall. Then we also got Cousin Kirk, on a 1-year, fully guaranteed $20 million deal that also contains a club option for 2 years at $80 million. And I was telling you guys about that club option earlier. If we are to bring him back next year, we will decline that club option and we will renegotiate his contract. So he probably would come in somewhere around the same 20 million, 25, somewhere in there. And this year we'll be on the hook for the whole thing. This year we're not on the hook for it because Atlanta paid essentially majority of his contract. So the Raiders have a short and long-term plan at quarterback. And if you guys know, that's kind of like what we've been doing all over the place. So it's kind of hard to gauge our team because what we're doing, we are trying to take care of some things in the short term, but a lot of the things that we're doing are long-term, like our draft. Many people may believe that we should have day 1 starters in our draft. Well, at least the top half of the draft picks. And I agree. I think we had day 1 starters that we had to. We could start Mendoza day 1 if we really had to, but we don't. I think Trayton Stukes is the day 1 starter. If we had to start Zoom, we could start him, but we don't have to. So we have that luxury to have some what I call year 2 starters. They could have been year 1, but they're year 2 starters. It says, so they have the Raiders have a short and long-term plan at quarterback, which is something they haven't had in quite some time. Pleasant allows Las Vegas to be patient with Mendoza and lessens the need to play the 2025 Heisman Trophy winner right away. The 4-time Pro Bowler has familiarity with Kubiak's system, and his experience could be beneficial to Mendoza's growth as well. Mendoza is the first quarterback the Raiders drafted in the first round since 2007, and rightfully so. In his lone season at Indiana, he threw for 3,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's you can't tell me, boy. That's nice. While leading his team to victories in the Big Ten and college football playoff national championship. Mendoza has shown he can be a good decision maker and handle high pressure situations. Of course, Mendoza has to adjust to playing under center, but it's not a task he cannot handle. So, they ask, did the Raiders get better in this position, worse in this position, or stay the same? Knowing who our quarterbacks were last year with Geno Smith and Aiden O'Connell and Pickett and who else we had in the squad. But either way it goes, we definitely upgraded at quarterback. I think our quarterback room has become if not the best, definitely top 5 in the NFL. I mean, without a doubt, top 5 quarterback room in the NFL. And that says a lot, being that we definitely were deficient at quarterback since Derek Carr left. And even then, the quarterback room was shaky because Carr really didn't have much competition uh, behind him. So I really think that we are better in this quarterback's position. Let's take a look at the running backs. Our notable subtraction is Zamir White, Zeus. You know y'all has Zeus and Raheem Mostert. Yeah, I like Mostert, but he really didn't get a chance to show off his skills. I mean, they allocated him to the practice squad, not the practice squad, to the special teams. He returned a lot of kickoffs, didn't really get a lot of chance in, maybe because the coaching staff didn't like the fact that he wasn't in camp as much because of the birth of his child. Sometimes coaches can take that offensively, so that might have had something to do with it. We seen players that we felt that could have, played JPJ at center. But the people that we did add was Mike Washington Jr., our fourth-round pick. I call him bad intentions. So Ashton Genty's rookie season might be considered underwhelming by most, which is I'm curious about that. So we're gonna break down Ashton Genty's year last year, and yet still finished with 1,300 yards from scrimmage, including 975 rushing and 10 total touchdowns. Las Vegas expected to have better coaching under Kubiak, and the offensive line should be improved as well. With that said, Genty has a strong chance to have improved numbers and consistent production in year 2. Washington has the potential to grow into a second option in the backfield, as he has a nice blend of size and speed. At Arkansas, he rushed for over 1,000 yards with 606 yards coming after first contact and 8 touchdowns. Washington also totaled 28 catches for 26 yards and a touchdown, which is good because he can catch the ball out the backfield as well. Kubiak expects Genty to have a heavy workload, but that shouldn't take away from Washington playing meaningful snaps. He had reps with the second team and occasionally with the first team offense during the offseason program. So the question here is, in our running back room, did we get better, stay the same, or worse? Considerably better. Is that at the quarterback position or at the running back position? I think we got considerably better at both of those positions, actually. Absolutely got better at both of those positions. It's nice that we have a running back. It's nice that we have a running back that we can actually feel like he can really score. Like he can hit the home run. Like we can give him the ball and he can score too. So what that does is it makes the defense stay on their toes, straight on their toes. Because what happens is if Genty off the field, then the defense can breathe a little bit, relax a little bit. But if they do that and they give the ball to Washington, bad intentions, he runs violent, that boy get the ball, take off and run, and next thing you know, he down the field, 88 and out the gate. So I really like this addition. And then some people are thinking maybe Hemby. I'm not sure about that, but if that was to happen, then that's just only going to make it even better. So at the running back position, I think we definitely improved. Running back is much better. The running back room is much better as well, and this is an excellent point because we added a fullback. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's take a look at our wide receivers. The notable subtraction is Tyler Lockett. The additions is Jalen Naylor, 3-year, $35 million deal. Malik Benson, our 6th-round pick. Derek Young, 1-year, $1.8 million deal. Okay, so Trey Tucker posted a career-high 696 receiving yards in 17 games played last year. The 4th-year wideout was on track to finish the year with 1,000 yards, but as the offenses continue to struggle, his numbers remain steady. Tucker had 24 catches for 356 yards and 4 touchdowns on 33 targets in the first 6 games. He recorded 33 catches for 340 yards and a touchdown on 60 targets for the remainder of the season. Because our offense has got more and more putrid. Naylor's production, when it says the Raiders will certainly need Tucker to play more like the player he was during the early part of the season, more than the one towards the end of it. Better quarterback play and play calling should help. Absolutely. This is something I've been saying since day one. The play calling absolutely made a difference. And the O-line, it affected the O-line. I get Brendan Carroll was the scapegoat of all this. But if you can't get on the same page with your offensive coordinator, for whatever the reason is, that's on the offensive coordinator because he's relying on what the O-line do. So his plays can't work if the O-line don't know what they're doing. And we know that Chip Kelly was out there calling plays that nobody knew or he hadn't even practiced. It came out in the reports he was sabotaging the team. So it was both. So we should get better quarterback play, and the play calling should help. Naylor's production improved during his final 2 seasons with the Vikings, establishing himself as a reliable third option in the wide receiver room. Now that he no longer has to play alongside Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, he can insert himself as number 2 or maybe the top wide receiver. Having 2 speedsters in Naylor and Tucker should benefit Cousins and Mendoza. There are question marks surrounding the rest of the group, though. Can Jack Bash and Dante Thornton improve after quiet rookie seasons? Bash, a 2nd-round pick, looked comfortable down the stretch, but overall, he was underwhelming, finishing with 20 catches for 224 yards. Thornton's size and speed can be imposing. Those traits helped him be a shining star in last year's training camp, but his performance didn't translate in the regular season. Thornton had 45 yards on 2 catches in the season opener. He didn't surpass 30 yards in the game for the rest of the season. Even though Benson, a 6th-round pick in April's draft, looked good during the team's spring practice, it wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders try to add another veteran, whether in free agency or trade. And see, that's something that I was saying that we definitely need. We definitely need a veteran wide receiver. We need a veteran wide receiver because they'll know how to pull gravity towards themselves to create space for other players, for other wide receivers. I don't know who we're going to get. It's going to be kind of tough. I don't know. We don't know who's going to get released during camp or whatever. So maybe we can find somebody there like that. But overall, did this wide receiver room get better? I know a lot of people wonder, why did we bring in Tyler Lockett? Why was Tyler Lockett here? And then Geno was throwing it to him. It's the Seattle connection. Well, when a quarterback is under a lot of pressure, he lacks confidence in certain receivers. And you can't just keep throwing it to Brock Bowers. You can't. So with the other receivers not being able to get open or he's not used to them, they brought in Tyler Lockett as kind of like a security blanket. And Lockett came in and did a couple things, and you can tell that they played together before. But losing him wasn't the biggest of deals. We did pick up Naylor. We'll see how that works out. Naylor is pretty decent. Like, he was a number 3. He will get a chance to kind of shine and be a number 2. And if he can really, work the field, he can end up being a number 1 option because some people are kind of concerned with Trey. They say Trey is limited. He's just a speedster. And I'm concerned, and I'm really wondering how well he runs the route tree this year. Can he run other routes in the route tree? Can he be more like an Edelman? Can he be more like a Wes Walker? Where you could be a top target and you can get 1,000 yards, but then also force the defense have to pay attention to you so that way they can't just simply bracket Bowers all the time or double team Bowers all the time. Can we use Dante Thornton on the outside to stretch the field? Because a lot of times we're using him to make sure the coverage stay true. He has to be on the field. Jay Besh, What is he going to do? How is he going to carve his niche into this team on offense? Those are questions that a lot of us want to know. But ultimately, the question is, did we get better at wide receiver? I'm personally going to say that one's going to be the same. And I'm going to agree with them. They said the same as well. I think our wide receiver room is the same. Uh, and I would even argue even last year because I think we had Jacoby Myers last year. We were complaining about he wasn't a true number one. Well, he would have been a true number one over here right now, and he'd have been just fine if we would have gave him the bag. We wouldn't have been in need like that. But it is what it is. He's no longer a Raider. So let's get to the tight end position. This position's pretty vanilla. It stayed the same. We didn't lose anybody. We didn't add anybody. So ultimately, it's going to be the same. And they said that the Raiders had no reason to make any additions at tight end. Brock Bowers was ranked the best tight end in the league by executives, coaches, and scouts, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. Bowers is fully healthy after battling a knee injury last season, meaning his production will be reflective of his rookie season. The 112 catches, nearly 1,200 yards and 5 touchdowns, and maybe better. The Raiders are still waiting for Michael Mayer to break out. Me too. He had a career best 328 yards and 25, but he could do better. Given the questionable depth at wide receiver and Kubiak's effectiveness in using 12 personnel, Mayer, an unrestricted free agent in 2027, to make a meaningful impact in the passing game. Yeah, well, we need him to wake up. I mean, because we definitely he kind of like, he was mentally checked out. And I can see why. McDaniels will have you checking out. I mean, I was signing the checkout papers, the release forms, and we got rid of them. And I was happy that we finally pulled the trigger on that. So I'm waiting for him to have a breakout season, like 300 yards is in. We need you to have like 500 yards. One touchdown is definitely not going to get it. Many people kind of felt like he was Brock Bowers for us before we got Brock Bowers. And you can compare him to a Brock Bowers until you see a Brock Bowers. And you can see the difference between the two. But we don't expect him to have Brock Bowers like numbers. But we do. I expect him to have 3 to 4 touchdowns. I think 5 touchdowns is underwhelming for Brock Bowers, me personally. I think he should be closer to the 10, 8, 9, or 10 touchdowns. Because if you let him get all them yards and he's not scoring touchdowns, that's a win for the defense. I mean, it looks good with him running up and down the field, but if he's not scoring touchdowns or getting us into the red zone and we punching it in with someone else, then it's kind of like bend but don't break. Allow him have the catches and the yards, as long as they don't score touchdowns. So let's see what you guys think about the wide receiver group. Ray Flores, what's good with you, brother? On paper, yes, and some of the media is buying into the Raiders. Yes. Wide receiver room is better, Webb says. That's interesting. The receiver group is retooled. Yeah, they kind of retooled them. Tight end position the same if we can keep our guys. Yep. The youngsters have improved, and the acquisitions outweigh the loss. Facts. Tight end is pretty much the same, but better coaching should improve their productivity. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Let's get to the O-line. This is the position that I think we have to really, really pay attention to on the offense. So on the O-line, the people that we lost was Dylan Parham. He ended up getting a 2-year, $16 million deal with the Jets. So he went with Geno and the Jets. Stone Forsythe, he even got him a $2 million deal with the Panthers. and Alex Kappa was released. Now, who did we get? Tyler Lindenbaum. We can stop right there. We can stop right there. We just got better. We just got better if we stop right there. We gave him $81 million for 3 years. We also signed Spencer Burford early in the offseason to try to, fill a hole up in the O line. He got a 1 year, $3 million deal. And then we win the draft and got a third round pick and Trey Zoom the third. So that's Trey. Trey Zoom the third. So did we get better, worse, or the same? We obviously got better there. I mean, like I said, just Tyler Lindenbaum alone kind of set the anchor in our offensive line. Or set one anchor because we got two of them. We got a yacht. We got a yacht. You got to have what? Two anchors. So the Raiders struggled in the trenches were a large part of their issue last season. The unit should be much better this time around. Left tackle Colt Miller and right guard JPJ are healthy after sustaining season-ending ankle injuries. Las Vegas made Linderbaum the highest-paid center in NFL history, but it was a necessary investment. With Linderbaum in the mix, the Raiders' rushing attack should look vastly different. Facts. There are still concerns about right tackle and left guard. DJ Glaze have been a stable presence up front starting in 31 to 34 games in 2 seasons at right tackle. But last season wasn't great for Glaze, who allowed 16 sacks and 70 pressures. You feel me? That's doing too much, my bro. Bro, you need to tighten that up. Burford understands the wide zone scheme that Kubiak likes to use. Also, his athletic ability best suits the Raiders' new system. He was benched by the 49ers ahead of the postseason in 2023. He held a reserve role for the Niners in 2024 and then started 9 of 11 games last season. The Raiders will need better production from Burford, who has the upper hand to start at left guard. At the same time, the door is open for Zoom and Rodgers to beat Burford out as a starter. So it looks like Burford is on the hot seat with his 1 year deal. I mean, a lot of people are high on Zoom. I'm high on Zoom as well. He's one of those players I was calling the year 2 starter for sure. He might not start this year, but when he get in, he probably is not going to come out. And he's definitely going to start next year. But we got to see what we have in Carlos Rogers, right? I mean, Caleb Rogers. I mean, people have been talking really, really good about him. We're going to see how he performs in camp. And then Glaze. I mean, Glaze has been out there. He's been consistent. That's the good thing about it. He hasn't been getting injured, and he's pretty consistent. But, I mean, we need him to produce. This is where our other third rounder comes in, Grant. Charles Grant, he comes in and he decides to, make a stake on that right tackle position. Kind of think this coming into the beginning of the offseason, I thought so. But then it was quieted down a little bit. But I understand that if you don't hear about him in camp, then it's going to probably be all DJ Glaze. But I'm hoping to see that there's a real competition there. It's easy for us to say all this. Yeah, it is. This is not a question, but how much better? Yeah. Easy for us to say. Yeah, for sure it is. Definitely easy for us to say. So overall, did our offense get better? Because we're gonna go do the defense as well. Is the offense better overall? I would say yes. And not only that, we have a young signal caller. What we needed was fresh plays. We need a fresh, young offensive mind. And that's what we have. I think the running game is going to be significantly better. It's going to all but be by proxy of the O-line being better. And then we got a quarterback that's just capable. Granted, barring that if he doesn't run into a wall at 37, but I don't think so. I don't see that from Kirk Cousins. You can usually tell when quarterbacks are starting to age out, and Kirk Cousins isn't there yet, in my opinion. So tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think the offense has gotten better this year? How much better do you think it got better? Like Webb says, it's not a matter of if they got better, it's how much, right? All right, let's get to the D line. The notable subtraction from the D line. Leaky Fotu. He got him a 1-year deal for $1 million with the New York Giants. And the people that we did add, Brandon Cleveland in the draft in the 7th round, and we went and snatched up Benito Jones 1 year for 1.62 from Miami. The Raiders didn't make any significant moves on the D line, which is Rob Leonard's position. By switching to a 3-4 defense under the first-time defensive coordinator Rob Leonard, the expectation was that the Raiders might add a nose tackle. Fortunately for the Raiders, Adam Butler has played multiple spots on the defensive line, including nose tackle. And I'm looking for him to really step up. Like, him and Thomas Booker, I'm really looking at those two guys to stand out. And they're not standing out yet, but this year I'm really hoping they stand out. Second-year defense tackle Tonka Hemingway should play a significant role in the D-line rotation. He ended his rookie season on a high note, totaling 4 sacks in the final 5 games. And based on the team's offseason program, Hemingway has a chance to be heavily involved this season. Yeah, and Tonka really he should get the mention like that. He should get some burn because he really did play well. If you flash off the screen and you're out there playing, especially when you're in his position, granted it's the end of the year, whatever, you got to make the best of it. And by making the best of it, then people will remember your name going into the next year. So I really like Tonka coming in, and we're going to see if we really need or how much we need a D tackle with him there. We went from underachieving to threatening on offense. Facts. Factual. Factual. So, did the D line get better without all these no additions, or did we get the same? Well, I don't know. We went and got Quiddy Pay. They say same. I say better. I get that we did not get a D tackle, but I think we got better because we got Quiddy Pay. And to get someone opposite of Max who we can kind of rely on, because we couldn't rely on Malcolm Coons, really. So, I don't know. What do you guys think on that D line? This is Rob Leonard's baby, so they have the interior D line. So they got the edge rushers. Okay, so just the interior D line. Then I'm gonna say we did stay the same because we really didn't change too much. So I will say it's the same. My apologies. So let's go to the edge rushers, though. We did get rid of Tyree Wilson. We traded to the Saints. And the people we did snatch up was Quiddy Pay, 3-year, $48 million. We gave him the bag. Keyron Crawford, 3rd-round pick, mental reps. That's what I call him. So Max Crosby came back. Even though he technically didn't leave, the Ravens backed out of a verbal trade agreement that would have sent the all-pro edge rusher to Baltimore, and he returned to Las Vegas with more help on the edge. Pay totaled 30 and a half sacks in 5 seasons with the Colts, including 20.5 in his final 3 years. Las Vegas has also re-signed Malcolm Coons to a 1-year deal. Coons is more than a year removed from his knee injury that caused him to miss the entire 24 season. The added support should allow the Raiders to manage Crosby's snap count to support his longevity while improving the team's pass rush efforts after previously being inconsistent in pressuring quarterbacks. So, they said, did we get better, worse, or the same? I said we got better. Absolutely said we got better there. Like I was saying before. We got better there because if we are able to get Max off that field to preserve him a little bit, not that because I think he's just bad goods. I just think that we can prolong him now at this point because at this point he held the fort down until we were able to get him some help. Now, we essentially built our defense thinking that he wasn't going to be there. And so building it, it would have been at the level that it would have been at, which I think would have been at the bottom still. It wouldn't have been middle of the tier defense, but it would have been a starting point, a launching point for us. But bringing Max back, now that makes us at least a middle tier defense. Because when he's around, when Max around, we have middle tier defenses. 23 and 24, I think we were middle tier. We could have been middle tier in 25, but the offense couldn't stay off the offense couldn't keep the defense off the field. So consequently, midway through the season, the defense just lost it. They probably lost energy, probably lost morale. They just had no morale. Just tired of being on the field, get turnovers, the team turn it back over or go 3 and out. Can't score more than 14 points. You can't win games scoring 14 points or less. It's not going to get it done. Some of our ends are kind of light for me. 3, 4, that worries me a bit, but I think we are solid enough to know. Okay. Edge is better. I agree. Yeah, I think the edge is better. Linebackers. Let's get to the LBs. The subtractions with Jamal Adams, London Roberts, Devin White. The additions was Quay Walker, 3-year, $40 million deal. Nakobe Dean, 3-year, $36 million deal. So we relying on Quay a little bit more than Nakobe. He said, this is one of the roster's most improved position groups. The Raiders use free agency to solidify their starting linebackers for the next few seasons, and Walker and Dean. Both players should improve the Raiders' run defense. Walker, in particular, provides versatility to play as an off-ball linebacker or line up on the edge as an outside linebacker and blitz the quarterback. Dean's injury history with the Philadelphia Eagles is a bit concerning. He also didn't participate in OTAs and minicamp due to an undisclosed knee injury. Kubiak, however, doesn't think it will hinder Dean during training camp. So here's the thing for me. They say, did they get better, worse, or the same? What do you guys think about that one? Better, worse, or the same? Now, for me, losing with Jamal Adams, Roberts, and White, I liked how they played, honestly. I liked how those linebackers played. I think they played pretty good, actually, all things considering. I think they did what was asked of them. I don't know if we got better, maybe on paper, but I don't know. That's just contingent on the injury bug not hitting the Kobe Dean. I think we're very thin at linebacker. Yeah, no depth. I kind of think this is the same. I liked our linebacking core last year. I personally think this is the same. I think the ceiling is higher for this linebacking core, but the way I think they're going to actually perform, I think it's the same. Let's see. See what you say, Webb. Said LB is tough on the judge, probably because I know little about the new guys. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about him either, and I went to go kind of look at what was going on with him, and then once I hear injuries, and it's not just the injuries because NFL is an inherent dangerous sport. It's the type of injuries. That's what I look at, the type of injuries you get. Like Colton Miller and JPJ getting ankles and high ankle sprains, and that if that happens, that's probably the best that you could for when it comes to lower extremity injuries for your linemen, even wide receivers, anybody really, is those ankle sprains, whether it be low or high, preferably not high. Excuse me, preferably not a high ankle sprain. But I don't know. I think our upside is better with these guys, but I just think that we're not going to get all the games out of these guys just because of the history. So I would say this one, like you say, Webb, this one's hard to judge, but I'm going to say this one stayed the same, in my opinion. Let's get to the safety position. The notable subtractions: Lonnie Johnson Jr., $1.5 million deal with the Dolphins. But we did add Trayton Stukes in the second round, Dalton Johnson's in the fifth round. They say this is still up for debate. The success of this position group will come down to Stukes being an effective deep safety right away. On paper, his skill set best suits the role compared to Isaiah Palomalo's. I don't think so. It's a matter of Stukes translating to the next level. Jeremy Chin was solid last season, totaling 114 tackles and a pair of forced fumbles. Las Vegas will continue to use Chin in multiple spots on the field. Expect Leonard to rotate the safeties quite a bit during this season. I think they gave this a same grade, like for better, for worse, or the same. They say the same. I say this is the position I really think is greatly improved. I think we improved in the safety position because we didn't have any free safeties. That's why Polamalu was out of position. So we went and got somebody in Stukes that could play true free safety. So he's already a better fit than Polamalu. Polamalu is more of a box safety like Chin. Him and Chin plays similar. Now, that how do they both work at the same time, coexist at the same time, and maybe in the dime? Maybe like we'll be in the dime in like a 3rd and 5 where we're not sure if they're going to throw it in or run it. Maybe like a 3rd and 4 or something where we don't have to rely on maybe a deep pass so much, and then still have Sticks back there with 6 DBs on the field at one time. But I think a lot of people are sleeping on Dalton Johnson. They got to be because we're not all sold in on Stukes, and Stukes is going to be the day one starter for sure. We went and got him to start. That's the pick. We definitely went to go get him to start at free safety, and Dalton Johnson gives him the leverage to play in the nickel. Yeah, they're both on the field. Now, do I think Dalton Johnson's going to get some playing time initially? No. But I'm not really so sold on starters. Remember, I said I'm more concerned about packages. Let's see who plays how in certain packages. If this package have a certain player in it, if Dalton Johnson plays well in this package, then look for him to be in certain packages, certain down and distances, or certain schemes, or certain ideal matchups. So for me, I think this was definitely an improvement because this was a detriment of our defense last year. I really like Palomalo, I really like Chin, but they're box safeties. We don't need them. We don't need them playing cover 3 because they're going to get beat, both of them, in coverage. And I think Palomalo have better coverage than Chin. That's why Palomalo ended up playing free safety. So Webb say at safety, we didn't really lose anybody. So yeah, our acquisitions improved that room quite a bit. Yeah, we didn't really lose nobody there. So how could we stay the same when we added people? Facts. So I give that a better. I think we definitely improved in that safety position. Let's go to the cornerbacks. So, who did we lose? Nobody. But who did we add? Taron Johnson, we got him from the Bills. Jermont McCoy in the 4th round. That's who we ended up getting for Tyree Wilson. So we got McCoy, Hezekiah Masters in the 5th round. Okay. What they say, like the safety spot, the verdict on the cornerback room is up for debate. Yes, the Raiders made good moves by resigning Eric Stokes and acquiring Johnson, but whether the unit will play better than last season will come down to Darian Porter making major strides in year 2 in McCoy's health. Yeah, that's true. I'm not really relying on Porter really being a force multiplier on our defense. I think he's still a project. I think he can come in and play, spot play. But a lot of people have him slotted, including on the depth chart probably from ESPN, they have him slotted as starting. And I think most of that is because it's like whoever the person who's got the most experience at the position is going to start training camp. And then McCoy's health, I don't think is a non-issue at this point right now. It's not something we need to really focus on. But it says Porter started in 10 of 17 games as a rookie. That experience was necessary for his growth since he didn't start playing cornerback until late into his college career at Iowa State. He flashed traits of a player who could become a dependable outside corner, but there's still plenty of work to be done. And that's why I say he shouldn't be considered to start. McCoy was viewed as one of, if not the best cornerback in this year's draft. The concerns were with the longevity of McCoy's knee after sustaining a torn ACL in 2024 led him to fall into day 3 in the draft. But the talent is there. Kubiak anticipates McCoy to be ready for training camp after rehabbing for the majority of the offseason program. The former Oregon State and Tennessee defensive back could very well challenge Porter for the starting job. I think so. I think don't sleep on Masters either. The Raiders want to make more plays on the ball. That's one of the reasons why Masters, who had 5 interceptions and 14 pass deflections at Cal Berkeley in 2025, could be useful early in his career. There's a lot to like about the Raiders' young core of defensive backs. At the same time, there are a few what-ifs in the group. Yeah, and they have us being the same. I think we upgraded there, y'all. I think we upgraded in that position. I think we upgraded that corner. We have Masses. We got McCoy. I think that's definitely an upgrade. I think even Porter in year 2 is an upgrade. He came in for Caillou Blue Kelly, but then he lost his position and Caillou got the job back. Caillou had like 3 picks last year. I need Porter to get some picks this year. I don't know how we're going to consider him to be a starter and he hasn't got no picks yet. So, Hit Stick, what's good? Hit Stick Stepper. Triple salute to you, my brother. Low key, I think Mike Mayer popping this season if bro stay healthy, especially with B-Rock drawing extra coverage type way off the dribble, as you say, off the dribble. Yeah, I believe that he should pop off this season. And I think he should stay healthy, but they, like I said, they be tearing him up when he catch the ball. It's almost like they mad that he even touches the ball. But I think he can have a breakout season. He needs to. 300 yards with 1 touchdown. I mean, come on. You also think that Hezzy Mass is going to be a steal. He got strapped, bro. Yeah, he does. We need to see that. Webb says cornerback is better too, no question. Predictable zone coverage has killed us, these poor guys last season. Yeah, for sure it did. It absolutely did. And one thing I've seen us doing is we're starting to I mean, camp that they were gonna. I mean, it's not too many things I took away from camp, but I mean OTAs. But one thing I did take away is that they're working on Mike Washington fumbles. I heard him tell him to keep the ball high so he don't fumble as much or be cognitive of it. And the second thing was what's the second thing? Oh, that we're gonna get takeaways. That we are emphasizing takeaways. So Mass is gonna definitely give us that ability to get takeaways. That's what we brought these guys in here. Stoops, all these guys. We brought these guys in here to take the ball away. Our three pillars. Don't give up the big play, stop the run, and take the ball away. So I think our defense is better this year, I think on paper so far. But the thing is going to kind of make it difficult. We're going to a whole new scheme. We have almost essentially like new players everywhere. We wonder how we're going to scheme Max in the 3-4. Max had the first year Patrick Graham came to the Raiders. We ran a 3-4. I think Max had 14 and a half sacks in the 3-4. I just think that if we can just start, if we let him Max ball out, and he don't have to get the stats all the time, because like I say, he can disrupt the game without getting a stat. He can disrupt the game without getting one stat. Like during a drive, he could really affect the drive and not get one stat. And that's where the Keyron Crawford's got to come in at. That's where the Quiddy Pay's got to come in at. That's where the Adam Butler's got to come in at. Those guys got to step up. Booker, step up. Kuntz, step up. If some players step up, then it's going to make this a hard defense to deal with, because we're predicating is creating pressure. Because if N'Kobe Dean and Quiddy Pay is adding pressure to the quarterback, we know that the quarterbacks are going to try to get the ball out fast. So the defenders, we don't have to guard them all day. Guard them long enough for them to quarterback to make pressure decisions, similar to how teams did us with Geno Smith. That's why Geno had so many interceptions. Partially in part because the play scheme, the routes that the wide receivers were going on almost really was predictable, and we had no checkdowns. But the fact that we couldn't block, they were stunting us all year long and was creating nothing but pressure. It forces the quarterback to throw the ball or make decisions faster than he would like to. That's what our defense needs to do. Our defense needs to create pressure, have the quarterbacks throw the ball like Blow Dicks and overrated Justin Herbert. And we need to get to Mahomes now that he's not as mobile. But they're going to be relying on the run. And that's why our defense is predicated on stopping the run. Because if we can stop the run, then we can create pressure. Okay, you say Porter got a strapping coverage. Bro just needs to stay in the lab and work on his tracking to be more physical. He nice. You guys are seeing that. I'm not sold on it yet. I see that he is physical and will tackle. I do like that. So I'm with you on that. But my jury is still out on Porter. I just don't see him being ready yet. I just see if he comes in and he can beat out like a Masses, even come in and play some nickel and beat out like a Dalton Johnson, and I'm thinking he got to beat out DCAM. But if he has the ability to come in make a splash, then hey, put him in. Put him in that corner. We'll find out early because they're going to test him again this year, and then we can put McCoy over there. Then we can ease McCoy in. If McCoy started looking like he got strapped, then we're going to lose his position again. Now, what does that do to his confidence? I don't know. I don't know. What does that do to his confidence? Last season, teams didn't really have to pass against as much. Hopefully, this year we forced to pass a lot more often, and these give these ball hawks some opportunities. Yeah, you're right. They didn't have to necessarily throw the ball, and when they did, they threw it on Caillou and Porter, Palomalo. But hopefully, they do get the ball up in the air, and then we do get some picks and get some more turnovers. We definitely need turnovers, sticks and picks, scoops and scores. That's what we need. Sticks and picks, scoops and scores. So, yeah, about the hour mark, that's where I want to do that. And say, I like Porter. I believe we have a player there. Okay, I'm going to keep my eye out on him. I'm going to keep my eye out on Porter. Keep my eye on him. I just think that he's kind of like a project, something like Malik Benson, 6th-round pick. Everybody's really, really high thinking he can be a number 2 already. Maybe in this offense, maybe. But I just don't think he's ready yet either. He needs to work on his routes. But that's something that he can do over a year. Just repetition, development. So, what do you guys think? So, our defense, overall, I think our defense is slightly better. No, I won't say slightly better, just better because we have safeties now. We have competent safeties. So I think overall, like our team is just better. If we were a 3-win team last year, I think we were twice as better than we were last year at least. Because I really don't think we were a 3-win team last year. I think we were more like 5. So this year, I think we're more like 7. Optimistically, I'll say 8. But I'm confident 7. Confident with 7. For sure, for surely our quarterback room upgrade this season. Yep. Benson better get ready to go guns and punts. Yeah. And that's how you earn your way on special teams. Like you want to be on the field, just get in where you fit in. Just like Dalton Johnson said, he don't care where you play. He can play special teams. It don't even matter. Benson, it'd be nice to see him back there. Get him involved, get him engaged, put him in a couple packages, see what he got, see if he can run a post over 2 beater. Post corner, cover 3 beater. Let's see what else we got here. So, did we improve in special teams? This we don't know. This I don't know. I don't think we'll know that. Well, I won't know it until camp. Because as bad as our kicking game was, it was just inconsistent. Well, it wasn't even necessarily inconsistent because it just kept going down. I don't know what was going on with my boy. My boy got the bag and just got comfortable. But him at his worst, is he better than Matt A with the G being silent at his best? Is it Tokyo Toe? I mean, he's a college kicker, so we don't know really his strength. He was pretty accurate for what they asked him to do. So can he kick 56, 57, 58, 59 yarders? with that balloon ball, his team's kicking 60-yard field goals, 63-yard field goals. I mean, it's like 60 plus. But since you take a kickoff, get a couple first downs, and another set of plays, you almost in field goal range. I don't like that, but hey, that's the game. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that we've upgraded in that situation? I don't know. Your return men, yeah, exactly. They don't. I don't like that they took away the kickoff. I mean, I don't think it was that bad. I mean, it was that. Sure, the wedge buster, if that's the person that they're really trying to protect. Yeah, I do want to see the Toto. I want to see the Tokyo Toe. Because I think that I would have liked to see Carlson come back and definitely take a pay cut. He did boost that. He did boot that 60-yarder that he put all his toenail into that one against Kansas City for us to win. So I would have. I'm just not sold on either one of the kickers yet. But the Tokyo Toe might prove me wrong. Matt Gay might prove me wrong. I'm just not sold on either one of them yet. So put your comments in the comments. Thank y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button on the way out. Don't be a fair raider. You know, this is the Bart show. You know the Bart train. You wasn't that many of us tonight, but it's that like I said, whether it be 1, 3, 300, whatever. Love being with the faithful. So thank you for hacking into the show. You know, I appreciate your love. I appreciate your loyalty. There's only one nation, and that's the Raider Nation, all day, every day, because I'm a Raider now.
I'm a Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.